honestly a feat of engineering, the shoe, and an amazing shoe altogether. Hi guys, it's Matt here. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing fabulous. I'm back with another review, and instead of talking about the shoe that everyone is talking about right now, which is the Saucony Endorphin Elite, which I also happen to have, I thought, would it not be better to talk about a shoe that was released last year, like 6 months ago, or even, like, you know, whatever, early 2022, and review it now when everyone else is talking about another super shoe? Great idea, Matt. So here am I, reviewing the Puma Fast-R Elite Nitro, or Nitro Elite actually, do apologize, which is a Puma's attempt to create a super shoe, and in my experience, they hit the nail on the head with these shoes, because I've been running in them for a few weeks now, and I love the shoes. They are super comfortable, they are super responsive, they just make me run very, very fast. Anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing the Puma Fast-R Elite, sorry, Nitro Elite. I'm going to get the name right probably by the end of this review. Amazing shoes. I'm going to go through 4 things. I'm going to mention 4 things, or actually 5 things I like about the shoes, 1 thing that I don't quite like about the shoes, and, you know, give you some piece of advice whether you should buy the shoes or not. So let's get right into it. Just a little disclaimer at the beginning of this review. Puma sent over the shoes to me last year. I think it was after I ran the, no, was it before? It might have been before I ran the London Marathon, and I ran on a holiday, and I was like, oh great, I can't wait to try these shoes. And I didn't try the shoes because I ran the marathon. It completely ruined my legs, and I couldn't run properly for, I think, for maybe a good 3 weeks or maybe 4 weeks. And by then I had other shoes to test, and these shoes kind of came out of the blue. So I was like, oh, it's not top priority to test these shoes. So I put them to the side, and I kind of forgot about them. And in this January, I was like, oh, I've got some time now to review shoes. So I got them out, and I was like, well, let's give this peculiar looking Puma shoes a try. What I'm trying to say essentially is that this review is not biased. I didn't talk to Puma, I didn't talk to Puma's PR about the review. So it's my thoughts and my thoughts only. Let's just quickly go through the specs of the shoe. So this is the Puma Fast-R Nitro Elite. It has been released last year. I couldn't actually find an exact date for the release date. For what I could tell, the shoes were launched early 2022 in the US and in the 3rd quarter in the UK. At least I got sent the shoes in around September last year. As for the price, the shoes cost $250 or £220. So actually, it's a good, a good conversion. It's not the most expensive super shoe. It's kind of on par with other super shoes. I believe the ASICS Metaspped series sells for around $225. Well, the recommended retail price for those shoes were $220 or $225. $220, yes, $225. So the Metaspped series was £225 and $225. So they all are like £200 basically, like, you know, north £200 or $200. It's not as expensive as the the Vaporfly, which is $275 or £270. It's pretty expensive, but it's kind of like, you know, in the same ballpark as all the other super shoes on the market today, or, you know, at least what their recommended retail price is. This is a UK size 10 or US size 11 pair, and it weighs 8.7 ounces or 247 grams, which is, again, it's a pretty light running shoe. It's not quite as light as other running shoes, super shoes. Sorry, some of the super shoes are even lighter than this. But again, this is a super light shoe, and I couldn't actually find any information about the drop. But I found too much information about the drop of the actual stack height of the shoes. So some outlets say it's 40 millimeters, others say it's 36. I think even one said 35, another one said 37. What everyone agrees on is that the Puma Fast-R Nitro Elite has an 80mm drop, and again, it feels like a pretty tall shoe. So I guess it's around 38, 39, maybe even 40mm under the heel. What is the Puma Fast-R Nitro Elite? This is Puma's version of that super shoe. It uses the Nitro Elite foam, the PWRPLATE, I think it's called PWRPLATE, yeah, PWRPLATE. It's PWRPLATE carbon plate embedded in the midsole. It has this synthetic mesh upper, so it's very lightweight, and it has reinforced PWRTAPE areas around the medial and then the lateral side of the shoes. And at the bottom, you'll find the Puma Grip rubber outsole, which is, again, as you can see, the most of the outsole is covered in this rubber, so the traction is very, very good. So anyway, this is a super high stack super shoe from Puma. Very, very agile, very, very responsive, designed for half marathons, long distance racing. Now that the specs are out of the way, let's talk about the 5 things that I really like about the Puma Fast-R Nitro Elite. The first of which is this Nitro Elite foam. I really, really like this foam. It's very responsive, it's very peppy. Honestly, whenever I put these shoes on, they feel like they're super nimble. It's kind of soft at under the forefoot, a bit harder under the the heels. As you can see, it's a 2-part midsole as well. It is a very interesting design. It feels a bit harder under the heel and a bit softer under the forefoot. So it works in tandem. So you got a nice bounce back from the landing and then a kind of a soft toe off as you push yourself forward. It's really, really nice, really responsive. Reminded me of the Zoom X foam, which is obviously the bestest of best foams out there at the moment, and it reminded me of, like, in a very good way. And I find that this kind of dual midsole approach very, very interesting, but it seemingly works very, very well for the Puma. The second thing I like about the shoes is the stability, and I mean, obviously it's a neutral running shoe. Let me just see if you can see as well. Yeah, so as you can see, the heel area is kind of small, but the forefoot area is very, very wide, and then you got this obviously missing section in the middle. For me, it worked really, really well. I think the embedded plate stabilizes the shoes very well, and because of this firmer heel foam, or the firmer section of the foam under the heel, it doesn't feel like you have to control the shoes too much when you land. It feels super stable on my foot, and I really like it because it's not the kind of stability that some of the other shoes like training shoes provide. It doesn't try to force you to run in a certain way, but it helps you run your own way, but in a more stable manner, if that makes sense. It's a really superb sensation to have these shoes, and then they allow you to modify your own gait cycle to go faster, essentially. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself right. Anyway, so the shoes are very, very stable, despite obviously the lack of foam on the midsection and then the narrow sort of landing platform. The third thing that I like about the shoes is the upper. I like a nice tight upper on a racing shoe, not on obviously a trainer. And this synthetic mesh upper is very, very lightweight. It has a nice tightness, which helps secure, I guess, the midsole and then the bottom structure of the shoes onto your foot, and does it in a really, really good way. Some people might say, obviously, because of the tightness, it will fall apart, the upper, eventually, and I'm sure it will. I mean, I'll only run in 50 miles in the shoes, but so you got these reinforced areas, the power tape reinforced areas, in the areas where the shoes would probably break sooner. So you could, but not in the toe area here, which I really appreciate, because very often you got a reinforced bit here which presses against the toes, but here it's not the case. So you got a little breathing space for your toes at the top, but in the medial and the lateral side of the forefoot, you still get the support by the power tape, and it's a really well engineered piece of upper, and again, it provides a lovely tight fit, but not too tight that would hurt you or make you feel uncomfortable after a longer run. The fourth thing that I like about the shoes, and I guess it's quite obvious, that it's just such a bold statement shoe, and even taking into consideration that super shoes are often very bold and kind of, I don't know, they're very, very colorful, they're very bright, they're very expressive. The Puma Nitro Elite it kind of stands out even more. This is the only colorway I could find online, so I'm not sure if Puma actually produced any other colorways of the shoe, but it's kind of instantly recognizable. And obviously you got the 2-part midsole as well, and then you got the other details. There's a lot of color, this gradient, color of that is on like obviously in the upper and the midsole of the shoes as well. It's very bold. It's very visible on your foot, and again, recognizable. I mean, that's what you want. This is an excellent shoe for that purpose. If you want people to be like, oh, he's wearing or she's wearing a Puma Fast-R Nitro Elite, people will see it on your foot. And the fifth thing that I really like about the shoes is like the small little details about the shoe. So in under the tongue, you got this like a little rocker. I'm not sure if you can see this. Let me see if I can hold it up so you can actually see this. There we go. So you see this, like there's a little rocket there under the heel tab, and then on the heel. You can kind of see this more in the dark, but the heel counter, which obviously looks a bit funny, you got like this actually sparkles when the light hits in the right way, and obviously you got like a bunch of other things like the exposed carbon plate, you got the colors, you got the two-part midsole, and it's just it all kind of makes the shoes, it all comes together. As I mentioned just earlier, like it could have gone so wrong, this shoe with the two-part midsole and exposed everything and tightness and everything, but it just works. Honestly, a feat of engineering, the shoe, and an amazing shoe altogether. Now that we discussed the 5 things that I like about the shoe, let's talk about the one thing that I don't like about the shoe, and that is, again, kind of comes back to this two-part midsole, and then the fact that obviously the way I run, I kind of whack the forefoot down a bit, so I land like this section. Let me just see, yes. So I kind of land in this section, and because obviously there's no rocker here, I do kind of like land and then whack it down, like my foot. Strangely, it doesn't really affect my fatigue levels and even my running technique. And because of this, the softness of the foam under the forefoot and the carbon plate, it doesn't feel like it's holding me back. But I haven't actually run a full marathon distance in the shoes, so I'm not sure how would it look like to run in the shoes for like the full 26.2 miles or even longer in one go. But for anything up to half marathon, I didn't feel any fatigue, I didn't feel any pain, and again, I felt very fast. Should you buy the Puma Fast-R Nitro Elite? Of all the super shoes I tested in the last 12 months, I think I enjoyed running in the Nitro Elite the most, which says a lot, because I tried all the super shoes last year. So I tried the Vaporfly 2, I tried the Adizero Pro 3, I tried the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3, basically not all of them, but most of them. And I even tried, I think the one shoe that kind of comes close in terms of sensation and kind of like this happiness that I run in the shoes, I feel when I run in the shoes, is the Asics Metaspped Edge. I really like, Edge Plus. I really like those shoes, but in terms of running economy and I guess overall enjoyment, probably this is the shoe I enjoyed running in the most. Which is again quite strange because I almost didn't end up testing them properly. It's a superb shoe. Sadly, obviously there aren't many discounts on the shoe, despite it's being launched obviously ages ago. But well, if you got the chance and if you obviously come across a good discount on the shoes, you should definitely try them if you're into long distance racing and training, because they are absolutely superb and you'll love them. I will be running the London Marathon this year in April, and I'm seriously considering this as my shoe to for the London Marathon, and because they are that good. They are absolutely amazing, and it's in the mix for the race. So I'm kind of leaning towards using these shoes for the marathon. So pretty good. As for rating, I award the Puma Fast-R Nitro Elite 97 out of 100 points, because they are awesome shoes. They're honest, like they're just kind of like these small little details like that are not quite there perfectly, but all in all, an amazing running shoe altogether. So thanks guys, that was it for today. Honestly, I was blown away by these shoes because they are absolutely fantastic, and I keep putting them on. Again, I had the Saucony Endorphin Elite with me as well, and I kind of ran in these shoes quite a lot, and then I got the Endorphin Elite just last week, and I was like, although obviously I enjoyed running in these shoes as well, I kept on putting the Pumas back on for my training, because I was like, this is just such an amazing shoe and I love running in them. and you know, super shoes. I don't know what's happening with the marketing. I don't know what's happening with the shoes. I don't know what Puma's plans are. Again, I really hope that they're gonna keep the shoes alive, and hopefully there's gonna be like, you know, like a Nitro Elite 2 coming out this year, or just an updated version of this, or I don't know, more colorways. I will reach out to Puma to confirm what's happening. But in the meantime, honestly, amazing shoes, and you know, I'm just shooting the other, you know, video of the Nitro Elite as well, so that's coming basically probably tomorrow or the day after the shoes, this review. And you know, there's more and more shoes reviews coming. I'm thinking about doing a training a vlog of my London Marathon training, which started yesterday. We're 12 weeks out from the London Marathon, so I started training properly for the marathon, hoping for like a 3-hour 20 time. Again, nothing mind-blowing, but it would be a great time for me. So that is happening as well. I'm probably gonna keep you guys posted about that, and you know, there's a lot more reviews coming, so you know, stay tuned. Again, if you like the video, guys, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel, because there's more of this stuff coming. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a lovely day. I'll see you soon. Cheers, bye.